Speaking of Real Madrid, no surprise, they are all over the headlines in Spain. Here's the cover of As Ya es Eterno. Ale, quick translation.
Oh, well, that means already eternal.
Already eternal. Of course, Karim Benzema, the hat-trick hero, as Real Madrid advanced past PSG and into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Luis, good time to bring you back in here. You've seen a lot of great performances in your day. You've seen them up close. What'd you make of Benzema in that last half hour?
Well, very impressive. I think that this year we've been seeing this Benzema since Cristiano Ronaldo, and everybody talks about that. He's been the star of the team for quite a while, but definitely in this season we've seen a totally different Benzema. With the experience that he's got, we cannot forget his age, but now he looks like he's getting younger and younger because the ability to be everywhere on the field, the ability to drop, to bring the ball forward, the ability to combine with the players, the link that he's got with the connection with Vinicius Jr. is just fantastic. And now he's scoring every single chance that is. Every time that he's around the box, so dangerous. He's a threat every single moment. And Paris Saint-Germain, I think they forgot about that. That's why they suffer so much. And every time that he's near the box, you have to have an eye or two on him because definitely he's one of the best strikers at the moment in Europe.
Sid, curious about the reaction, not just to Spain, but obviously in Madrid to what Benzema did.
Well, I mean, let's put it in numerical terms and then try and kind of build out from there. The obvious numerical fact, apart from that it was a hat-trick in the Champions League, is that it took him over Alfredo Di Stefano as now the third all-time top scorer in Real Madrid's history. Only Raul and Cristiano Ronaldo ahead of him. He will almost certainly catch Raul. You would think he would probably catch him this season. He's going to be the second top scorer in Madrid's entire history. And this is for a guy who, of course, spent a huge chunk of his career being a facilitator for Ronaldo. There's a very interesting interview that he gave with Jorge Valdano a couple of years ago, and in fact, a bit less than that, maybe about a year ago, in which he was talking about this shift in roles. And he said, well, look, I had this guy alongside me that scored 50 goals a season, and he was absolutely brilliant. So, of course, what I did was adapt to him, and I think that's why we're seeing a different Karim Benzema now, because we're seeing a different context, and therefore we're seeing different responsibilities taken on by him. And I think he has the quality of the football and the vision, the passing, the ability to vacate and occupy spaces at the right times that he had before. But now, on top of that, you're seeing the goals. And of course, what the goals do is they make the argument watertight. When in the past perhaps there were doubts, and I think he is playing the best football of his career. But it's also true, of course, that it's partly about the evolution in the absence of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Robo, Real Madrid advance, but maybe they don't dominate. Are they good enough to go on and win it?
I'm not sure they're good enough to dominate and go on and win it. They're a good side. They need their best players playing well all the time. My big worry is when a game becomes very physical, like it was against Chelsea last year, when Conte kept on running past Real Madrid's midfield. It's still the same midfield players. They're still they're another year older. Can they cope? Casemiro's been brilliant. Obviously, he wasn't playing against PSG. Modric has been brilliant. But I just worry they could get overrun like they nearly did in the first game against PSG. On that occasion, they only lost by the one goal. Against somebody like Chelsea, Man City, they could lose by more and be out of the competition.
What do you make of that, Ale?
When you watch the first game against PSG and then the first 60 minutes of the second game against PSG, it's hard to make the argument that Real Madrid would be good enough to win this whole thing. But when you watch the last 30 minutes, then there's a whole lot of magic around Real Madrid and in that stadium. The energy at Santiago Bernabeu, the sense of belief, the sense of we've been here, we know what this feels like, history is with us, we cannot lose, we will not be denied. And then you have players on the field that are backing that entire history and that feeling and that sense of belief with performances. So Luka Modric, outstanding. Benzema, outstanding. Vinicius, always dangerous. The heart and soul of the team, right through the midfield, outstanding. Defending for their lives, and maybe at times with last sort of ditch effort defending, desperate defending, but doing whatever was necessary to win the game. And that's Real Madrid at its core. You think they were dead, and now they're not. You gave them life, and now you let them in this competition, and you allow them to build momentum going forward. You better be careful in overlooking a club like Real Madrid.
If Real Madrid are the ultimate gamers, I guess we would say PSG are the exact opposite, right? To that end, Robbo, not to call you out here, but I think you did, production is telling me, pick PSG to advance.
What?
What went wrong?
Well, I said they were going to draw the game in Madrid because I thought they were good enough to do that. I didn't think that without Casemiro, I thought Real Madrid may struggle in the midfield area. And for 60 minutes, I think that was the case. What's all changed is when Donnarumma made a mistake. You know, I don't think he was fouled by Benzema. He makes a big mistake. And as Ali said, the atmosphere inside the stadium, suddenly there was belief. And PSG, and Steve Nichols said it on the same show you're talking about, called PSG bottlers. And we all laughed and we all said, oh, just get on with it, Stevie. He was absolutely right. PSG, in the end, bottled it.
Yeah, Luis, I'm curious, when you see a capitulation like that, right, a team just fall apart, where does the blame lie for you? Is it with the players, with the manager?
Well, I think for me it's a little bit of everything. The manager is the one who plans the way or he thinks the way the team has to perform, the way they has to approach the game, and the players are the ones who have to deliver on the field what the managers want. And I think that connection didn't work because you could see that for many minutes the players from the very beginning were trying to, let's say, waste time. They were trying not to put the Real Madrid under pressure. They knew that they will have spaces because Real Madrid had to go forward. They needed to score a goal. So with players like Mbappe, Neymar or Messi up front, you know that you're going to have chances, that you don't need to press. But I think the massive difference of having Di Maria on the pitch or not, it was key for Paris Saint-Germain. When you realize that player is moving all around, running, pressing, recovering, defending, and that makes the other players do the same. I couldn't understand why Pochettino didn't try to change something during the game and trying to see that the players were not comfortable the way the game was going. And the moment that we saw that Donnarumma mistake, I think everybody realized that Real Madrid, when he plays at home, Bernabeu is a big stone on the backs of the opponent. And, well, Paris Saint-Germain was no different. So you could see in the faces of the players that they were in trouble and they couldn't have any reaction. And at the end, is what happened. So I think that you have to blame or point everybody, starting from the manager and on the players.
You talk about blame, Ale. One player that's getting a lot of it right now is Neymar. There are reports that PSG are kind of ready to move on, ready to sell if they can find someone to sell. I know that the big question is who would pay him, but let's assume there's somebody out there who would pay him. Is PSG right to want to move on from this player right now?
They were right to do this 2 years ago. It's been clear that Neymar, as talented a player as he is, has not been able to translate that into a consistent performance with PSG in moment that matters, right? What he does against Nice, quite honestly, it's irrelevant.
It's not why they brought him there.
No. They were winning against Nice before Neymar got there, okay? And they will continue to win those matches long after Neymar leaves. It's winning this sort of games and in this sort of moments. And the referendum on Neymar and Neymar's time at PSG goes no further than the second goal by Real Madrid and him losing the ball, Luka Modric recovering the ball, and outrunning Neymar while dribbling down the field. Luka Modric continuing the play. Eventually, the ball falls back to him. He finds Benzema for the goal, and Neymar stopped the chase and was walking at midfield. That's what Neymar has been for PSG in moments that matter.
Real quick, Sid, since we've got you here, some of the links have suggested that perhaps he might end up going back to Barcelona. Is there any way you could see that working out?
Nope. I mean, I can see it working out insofar as it's somewhere I'm sure he would quite like to go back to. But look, for 2 years, and Ali's just said it, PSG should have got rid of him 2 years ago. Well, if that's the case, then Barcelona was the exit at that point. And why were Barcelona consistently after Neymar? I'll tell you why. Because Lionel Messi wanted Neymar there. So what? Now we're in a situation in which Messi goes to Paris Saint-Germain, and Paris Saint-Germain said, "Oh, by the way, Neymar, we'll send him back again." It's a mess. It really doesn't work for anyone, and I think Ali's hit the nail on the head in using that word irrelevance, and that is quite sad in a way. But that feels very much like the most accurate word to describe basically the entire situation at PSG with him.
Well, of course, if Neymar does return to La Liga, he can participate in El Clásico again, at least if he joins Barcelona or Real Madrid. Next time for that, Sunday, March 20th. Our coverage starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and that is available exclusively right here on ESPN+.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.